Hi, welcome. Now I am going to show you how to use CountIF, array CountIF, CountIFs and array CountIFs functions. Okay, so the data what I have here is that product category and sales. For each record what I have here is a particular product and its category. The category could be old or new, and the respective sales. Okay, the product can be repeated multiple times due to the category values, and also due to each transaction. Okay, so similarly what I have here is that I have about 277 products. Okay, so now I am going to do count function and then the CountIF function, and I will also show to you how to use the array CountIF function and CountIFs function and array CountIFs function. Okay, for that and also I will explain to you what is the difference between all these functions. Okay, and because we are going to use this data many times, I am going to define a name for the product values here, product column and category column, and the sales. Okay, so how to define a name in the data. Okay, so I will show you how to define a name for a range. Okay, you can go to, you select the data. Before that I already have some names defined. I just delete those names first. Okay, now I will show to you how to define a name for the columns. I just select from A2 to A278, which is the actual range of products. What I can do is I can select this full data list, then right click on the selection, then go to the right click. You'll get a right click menu and right button menu, and there you can find a define name. Okay, in the name you can define the name. You can attach a name to this range from A2 to A278, which is nothing but all the products, the product column. So I give a name product list. Okay, similarly I am going to give a name for category list. Select all the categories, go to the right click, then go to the define name. There you can find a category, new name, category list. Give a category list. Okay, the name. Similarly for sales, right click on the selection, define name, just give sales values. Okay, for each column I have already defined the name. Okay, now for the full set of records also I give the source data. Okay, define a name, source data. Okay, so now I will start up with the count function. Count function is simply count. Okay, nothing else, just count the number of records. So I want to check how many records in the source data. Count, it could be value 1, value 2, and it can count, or you can give a range of records, but this one I already defined as source data, so it itself popping out source data. Okay, so this is one of the way that you define a name. It is very helpful to understand the formula, very readable. Okay, count of source data, it's more readable instead of getting a range value from A2 to C278. Okay, so this way you define a name. It is very helpful. Okay, now this is the count. So the count function just counts the number of records. Okay, then you go for a CountIF function. Okay, count function also the records must be, one of the column must be a number column. Okay, that condition you must check it. Okay, so the count is 277 total number of records. Okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to have another set of table where my objective is to find count by CountIF. Okay, when comes to CountIF has a count as well as a if part. What is this if means? That means it can count only when if a particular condition is true. So this count is a conditional count. That means it has a if part, if condition attached to this count. Only if that if condition is true, then only it will count. Okay, and also since it is only one if, it is just if. Okay, that means only one condition, one criteria can be given to this CountIF function. Okay, so now I have a product Alice Mutton. I want to check how many records are there for product Alice Mutton. Okay, so this way I can check it for every product how many records are there. First I will check it for one product Alice Mutton equal to count if. Okay, CountIF function has two arguments, one is range and other is a criteria. Okay, these two both the actually this both the arguments together make one condition. Okay, so the range, you can think range as where do you want to perform the condition. Okay, and criteria as what do you want to do it on the range. Okay, this is where and what. Okay, both of them together perform a condition. In other words, you can also think this one as left hand side and right hand side of a condition or criteria. Okay, left hand side is the product list, right hand side is the product. Okay, so the range where do you want to do is I want to check the product list. Okay, which is nothing but we already defined in product list. Okay, it is popping out the product list here. The checkbox can tell you it is a predefined name range product list. In the product list, okay, now where part is over, what do you want to do? Okay, I want to check the value Alice Mutton, which is already in the cell E3. Close the bracket, then enter. So this CountIF is going to count only if this condition is true. It is going to take the E3 value, which is Alice Mutton, go and check whether it is there in the product list. Only those records having this name, this condition is true, it will count. Other records it won't count it. Okay, now you check whether Alice Mutton is 13 records. You can see in the status bar count 13 for Alice Mutton. Yes, it is 13 records. Similarly for aniseed syrup, I will just shift the formula. Since I define the name, so I can easily shift the formula. If I am not defining the name, then the range also will be shifted. I must redo it with the $sign. So this is another help of defining the name. Okay, for the data range. Okay, this is aniseed syrup 6. Let's check is 6 records for aniseed syrup. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it is 6 records. Okay, so I can do it one by one, and this simple CountIF returns count of every product. Okay, every product, but irrespective of category. There is only one condition, it is checking only the product name. not the category, only the product. Okay, so if I put equal to count of, sorry, sum of all these counts, sum of so each individual count sum must be equal to overall count, which is the count formula 277. Okay, now let's move to the array CountIF. Okay, this is individual CountIFs, simple CountIFs are here, and they are giving for count for each value in the product criteria list. This is the criteria. Okay, the product criteria list, the first element is Alice Mutton. For the first element there is a CountIF here with the E3 value, and fires the CountIF, and the value is 13. The second element in the criteria list is aniseed syrup. It takes the E4 and fire the CountIF and brings the value here. Okay, now there is a question whether we can do all the CountIFs, because this itself is array. So is it possible I send this whole criteria list as an array? For every element I fire a CountIF and bring back the answer by just writing only one array formula, only one CountIF formula. Yes, it can be done. That is called the array CountIF, or CountIF used in an array formula. Okay, how can I write that formula? Okay, so in simple, I send only one value to check in the product list and count it. Okay, in array I am going to send the full list of product, the full criteria list as a array, and one by one I want to fire every element here. I want to fire a CountIF. If it is firing a CountIF, it will be a lot of CountIFs, just like how many criteria elements here. Okay, then it will return also a set of counts. Okay, so this formula cannot be written in one cell. So how many criteria items in the list, that many answer is going to come. So you select all those cells and write the formula. Because since it's array formula, it is a multi-cell array formula, it is going to return a set of numbers, answers, counts. Okay, so it has to be written. You have to select the cells and let the Excel know that what are the output cells. Last time you written in only one cell, because Excel is going to bring only one answer. The returning answer is only one. This time it is going to be a set of answers. So you just select all the cells. Okay, now you write the array formula. The same thing like this, same thing like simple CountIF. Now the range is similar to that. Where do you want to look for in the product list? Where do you want to look into in the product list? Then the criteria, what do you want to look into? Okay, last time is the individual value Alice Mutton. This time I give you a set of values. Take one value at a time and get the count. Okay, what do you want to look? Okay, it's a set of values. Take one value at a time. That means now I have given the product criteria list already. In this list, it will take first element, which is Alice Mutton. Then use the Alice Mutton. Then do the CountIF. Bring the value here. Okay, Alice Mutton count. Then in the array take the second element, which is aniseed syrup. do the CountIF, then bring the value here. Then take a third element, Boston crab meat. Okay, then do the CountIF, bring the third value here. Similarly for all the elements, so the output also the same number of criteria elements. Okay, so now since you have written array formula, you must tell the Excel you are writing an array formula. How can you tell the Excel you are writing an array formula? By pressing Ctrl Shift Enter. For a simple formula, just enter. For a array formula, you have to press Ctrl Shift Enter. Okay, I am entering now the Ctrl Shift Enter. Ctrl Shift Enter. Once you enter, the Excel put a braces enclosing the formula with braces. So whenever you see a formula with braces, you must understand that it is a array formula. Okay, once you enter, all the cells, the output cells are fired with the individual CountIFs. Okay, and coming up with the value which is very much equal to the is exactly same as the simple CountIFs repeated in each cell. Okay, so this is the way you can use array CountIF or CountIF in an array formula. Now you can just check the sum of all the counts obviously it is 277, which is nothing but individual CountIF sum as well as the overall CountIF sum. So total number of records here is 277. Okay, so we finished CountIF, CountIF and CountIF in array formula. Now we are going to use the CountIFs formula. What is CountIFs? CountIF, you have only one condition attached to that. That is, you are checking only the product name Alice Mutton. You are not checking the category. Okay, it is only one condition. But for the CountIFs, it's a plural. Yes, there plural ifs. There are multiple ifs. Okay, more than one if is there. That means it has multiple ifs, and those ifs, all the ifs are true, then only you will get a result. Okay, then only you will have the count. If none of the if is false or any of the if is false, then it won't count. Okay, the condition is true only when if all the ifs, it's a if condition, and condition. If all the ifs are true, then you will get a true. Okay, so now I showed you how to use the CountIFs. See this example here. Before I move to this example, I just hide this so that we have space to concentrate. Okay, now you have I want the count of Alice Mutton as well as the category new. Okay, now I have two conditions. Okay, that's why I am using the CountIFs function. Okay, equal to CountIFs. Okay, in the CountIFs you have last time we had in CountIF only the range and criteria. Now it has a sequence of criteria range 1 and criteria, then criteria range 2 and criteria, and so on. Okay, now it is also similar. The range is where do you want to do the or perform the condition. Okay, criteria is nothing but what do you want to do it on the criteria range. Okay, both can make one condition. This is left hand side, this is right hand side of the condition. Then we will move on to the next range 2 and criteria 2 for the next condition. So first condition, our condition is, where do you want to do the condition? In the product list, because it's the product, we are checking the product. Okay, in the product list. Okay, what do I want to check is the whether this product Alice Mutton is there or not, which is the cell value I3. Similarly, criteria range 2. Now where do I want to do the criteria 2? In the category column. Okay, because the condition is on category, so category column, which is nothing but category list. I already defined the list, remember. Category list. Okay, what do I want to check is the value new, which is in the column J3. Close the bracket. Now you can see I have specified two conditions, two arguments put to one condition. Okay, I want to check whether product list value is equal to I3 and category list value is J3. Okay, I3 is nothing but the product Alice Mutton and J3 is category new. Okay, now enter. You can see Alice Mutton and category new is 4 records. Is it true? 1, 2, new, 3, 4. Okay, so Alice Mutton and category new is 4 records. Okay, similarly I will do it for next Alice Mutton and old. Okay, product must be named Alice Mutton and the category must be old. Okay, product list must be checked with the I4 value, which is Alice Mutton, and the category list must be checked with the J4 value, which is old, for this cell. Okay, so it is 9. Let's check Alice Mutton and old is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9 values. Okay, this way you can do individual ifs with two conditions here. Okay, because it is two condition, more than one condition, it is we are using the CountIFs function, and if both the conditions are true, only then it will count and bring us the counting value. Okay, so similarly I will do it. I shift the formula for all the products. Why it is a lengthier list? Because I have 25 products, but every product has two categories, new and old, so every product repeated twice, so it is about 50 rows. Okay, so let's check what is the overall sum of this counts. Okay, enter 277. You see, so you can see here new and old put together. Probably you can see here in the and height, you can see Alice Mutton overall count is 13. Okay, when I split new and old, I got 4 records for new and 9 records for old, which is also 13. Okay, this one doesn't have a condition of category. Okay, overall aniseed syrup is 6 records. Okay, but here it is 4 plus 2, 4 for new and 2 for old. Okay, it has two conditions, that's why we got CountIFs. It has only one condition on product, that's why we got CountIF. Okay, so I'll hide it again. Oh, sorry. Hide. Okay, now we will move it to array CountIFs. Okay, this sequence you could see the value is keep on changing, the formula is same. CountIFs is the same function is used, but on the product list and category list, but the value of the condition, the criteria values are first, for the first cell it is I3 and J3, secondly I4 and J4. Similarly it keeps changing. So is it possible to fire all the CountIFs in one formula and get the values, the multiple values on the cells, just providing the array of my criteria lists? Is it possible? Yes, that's why we are using the array CountIFs formula, or in other words we are using the CountIFs in array formula. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to send this I3 is all the product criteria list. In this case we send one by one. Okay, all the full product list as a array, and also category list also new world as a array. What I am expecting the Excel to do is take the first value of this array, product criteria list array, similarly take the first value of category criteria list array and fire one CountIF and bring the value here. Once you finish that CountIFs, next you do take the second element for the criterias, then fire the CountIFs and bring it here, the value. Okay, so I'm going to write only one CountIF function, but I want different outputs because I'm sending a different criteria values. Okay, take first elements and give the respective CountIF. Next take second elements, then give the respective CountIFs. That's what is happening in simple CountIFs. Okay, if that is the case, how many criteria elements are there, that many outputs are going to come. So I select, and for the simple CountIFs I put it in one column, only one cell, because it is returning one value. But now the array CountIFs, it is going to return an array of a set of elements. So I am selecting all the cells where to put my outputs, where I am letting the Excel know that I selected a set of elements, so that you will put it here, first CountIFs value here, second here, and so on. Okay, in other words you are going to bring a set of results. The answer is going to be a set. If that set you put it here. Okay, once I selected, in the first cell is light in color, that is active cell. In the selection just put equal to sign, write down our formula CountIFs. Now the criteria range 1. Okay, what is your range 1? Where do you want to do the criteria 1? In the product list. Okay, what do you want to do it in the criteria 1? I want to compare the product criteria list one by one. Last time I given only one value, now I am sending it as an array. Okay, very fine. Now second criteria, what do you want, where do you want to do the second criteria? What is the criteria range? Is the category list. Okay, fine. Then what do you want to do it on the category list? It's a category criteria list, which the category values. I am sending it as an array. Okay, now I am writing array formula and letting the Excel to do that. Take first element of first value of this criteria list, and also the first element of this. Do and fire the CountIFs like a simple CountIF. Bring the value here. Then the second, take the second elements, do the second CountIF, bring the value here, and so on. Do it like a array, because I have given an array of criteria values. Okay, so far fine. Now what we need to do is, you must tell the Excel you are doing a array formula, so you must press Ctrl Shift Enter instead of a simple enter. Simple enter is only for a simple formula. This is a array formula. Press enter for Ctrl Shift Enter. Once you press Ctrl Shift Enter, it is also enclosing your formula with the braces. Now you could see within one stroke it come up with all the sequence of CountIFs and giving the values of count values for respective product and category values. Okay, it is similar to individual CountIFs here. Okay, you can see the values are same. If you do the sum, let's see what is the sum of all the CountIFs, array CountIFs. The value is 277, which is the total number of records. Okay, since this formula is very helpful, the array formula, instead of doing lot of individual CountIFs, you can do it using a array CountIF. Array CountIF, within one stroke you can send a full criteria list and let the Excel to perform multiple CountIFs. Okay, but it is also a form of memory consumption is there, but if you do the Excel worksheet, it's fine, because it reduces a lot of your manual work of copying the formula again and again. Okay, hope this I just unhide this. Okay, hope this example is clear to you and help you to understand the count and CountIF, array CountIF, and CountIFs and array CountIFs. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and if you like my videos, don't hesitate to give a like. Okay, and please leave your suggestions and comments, and please subscribe to my channel, and God bless you.